Wow. We were notified some months back about being inducted. And I still don't have the words to express my gratitude. But I will say it's great to be back home. It's great to see so many friends and family here. Every morning I thank our Heavenly Father for all of His blessings and being here tonight. Reminds me what a blessing it was to be raised here in Mendocino County. And tonight I'm going to talk about and give thanks for a few of the other blessings He's placed in my path. My love affair with this started in 1967. I went to play at my friend's house on Saturday and walked in on his dad watching the World Series game on color TV. I remember it clearly, Cards, Red Sox, day game, the sun beating down on a huge, beautiful lawn, brown dirt and clean white lines separating the grass, the home light and away grays, and these really cool red birds perched on either end of a baseball bat on the front of a Lou Brock's jersey. What really got me, what really hooked me, was the crack of the bat. Right there I was hooked, head over heels. I would learn, as they say, that although one can think he's got a good grip on baseballs, for me it ended up really being the other way around. In the beginning, Mom made sure that I got signed up for Little League, and she keenly managed my focus for more important things with the game of baseball. It was a spring day. My buddies and I were easing down our dirt road, coming home from school, had it all mapped out. A little bit of homework, a few chores. We'd be off to the horse pasture for 3 flies up. Well, there was one problem. As we're easing down the road, we're cussing like crazy, like a bunch of sailors. We're on top of the world. Well, I'm giving you an earshot of my house, and I hear, "Okay, Daniel, get in here, big shot." Turns out my mom was on the back porch putting laundry in the washing machine, and she heard our little cuss around. Well, the closer I got to our front door, the slower I went. And as I closed the door behind me, Mom very calmly said, "Mister, don't even plan on playing this weekend's ball game. And if you make the All-Star team, you're probably going to watch that game too." Well, she called my coach to explain the situation, and he came to the house to see if he could talk her out of it. Nah, she wouldn't be moved. I missed Saturday's game, and I was selected to the All-Star team. And right up until a few days before the game, she let me believe that I wasn't going to play. When she told me I could play after all, I promised her I'd never talk that way around her again. She truly understood how much I loved the game. I love you, Mom. I miss you. And I wish I would have thanked you more. Same goes for you, Dad. And my Uncle Buzz and Aunt Joe. Thanks for coming down from Washington and standing in. Really appreciate it. I want to say thanks to my coaches and the parents who invested their time in us kids in Laytonville. Those who influenced and taught me how to play the game right, and who passed their love for the game on to me. I know I won't remember them all, and I apologize for that, but here are the heavy hitters. Houston Cannon, Frank Sanderson, Keith Kirk, Ernie Sala, Roy Branscombe. I know you all probably don't know these folks, but it's important for me to say their names. Bert Sloan, Keith Matheny, Alan Jablonski, Dennis Dodd, Dick Matlock, Ed and Fred Vincent, and Bernie Geiger. With the kind of influence and experience they shared, we all enjoyed much success on the field. I would learn years later, while coaching, and anybody in this room that's coached knows this, that the real reward you get as a coach is helping players liberate their potential, helping them earn the tools which make them successful in life. My time at Mendocino College included some of the best of my life. There were lots of great moments which everyone in our ball club shared. We did just about everything together and we're a close family. I'm thankful for the lifelong friendships I have as a result, and believe me, there were better players than me on that ball club. Our starting defense, our catcher was Kelly Mayo, pitcher was Jay Bell, first base Mike Crudo, second base Tim Clee, third base Tom Tucker, shortstop Dennis Williford, left field Johnny Smith, my brother in the outfield, center field Dale Fisher, and yours truly in right. And the skipper was Dan Drew. When I got to Mendocino in the fall of '78, Dan was also one of the football coaches, and it was common to see him, Coach McCletch, and Coach Boyle together around campus, which at the time was down at the fairgrounds. When baseball started, I thought there must be some mistake. We didn't see a ball or a bat for the first 2 weeks. The way it was going, I thought we must be out for the track team. Dan would say, all right, we'll run into the river, and if I beat any of you back, we'll run it again. That went on for about a week until everybody got sick from running in the rain. And once we healed up, practice once again started with 50 laps around the basketball floor and Carl Purdy Hall out of the rain. So we didn't get off the hook on the conditioning. And we never stopped conditioning, especially during the season. I remember many times most of the guys on the team collapsed around home plate at Yankee Stadium in different stages of recovery after running what seemed like 100 trailblazers. But here was the upside. When I broke into the lineup, I realized we were in such a good shape that instead of thinking about being tired, we could actually think about doing the right things to win ball games. We all learned that being in great shape allowed us to play at our peak performance, and I can assure you, once you're there as a player, you never want to play the game any other way. Dan was a solid leader. One of his qualities that impressed me was he was always in the fight with us. Had our backs, as they say nowadays. There was the Sierra Hat incident. Johnny, you remember that one?
Sure do.
Last play of the game, playing in Sacramento, we threw a guy out at the plate by 6 feet, and the umpire said, no, he's safe. Here comes Dan buzzing out of the dugout, gets right in the umpire, accidentally grazes him with his hat. The umpire throws him out of the second game. He had to watch the game from the stands. Dan also had a unique way of managing accountability. If you were one of his guys, he may get in the doghouse occasionally. And I was there my share of the time. But when you got squared away and it happened in a hurry, he didn't hold a grudge. Playing up at Yankee Stadium, and speaking of Yankee Stadium, and the crack in the bat, anybody that's played here knows that you just can't beat that sound up there at night, the crack in the bat. We're playing at the stadium, doubleheader, beautiful spring day, sun beating down on us. The smell of fresh grass mowed. It was early in the first game, bases loaded, 2 outs. I'm hitting in the middle of the lineup, 3-0 count. 3 balls, no strikes. Step out. I look at Dan, he claps his hands. I step back in. I go, well, I didn't see the tick sign. Early in the game, I'm hitting in the middle of the lineup. Fair enough, green light. Look fastball, got a fastball, put a good charge into it. In fact, when I hit it, I thought it might be out. Hustled down to first, rounded the bag, looked up. Center fielder put the ball up against the fence. Rounded off to head back to the dugout. Dan was already halfway between the pitcher's mound and me, chewing me out. Chewed me all the way back to the dugout. And I said my piece, but I thought, okay, I'll get to the dugout, all my buddies in there, I'll be going, yeah, you had the green light. Wasn't that way. I got back to the dugout, and this was when the dugouts were actually in the ground. All my buddies were standing in the dugout, shaking their head at me. So I still remember Dan saying, get in there and sit down. Rosenbach, get your glove and go right field. So I went to stay down, and I thought, okay, I'll probably be in here on the bench for a month. And he let it sit about 20 minutes and he said, Dan Stacey, I spoke to Dan Stacey. Dan Stacey, come up here and sit by me. Another slow walk. Set it up. He said, you're better than that. You have to be better than that. We're counting on it. He said, if you walk there, you drive in a run, and you leave the table set for the guys behind you, get over there and sit down. So I went back and I thought, okay, I might be here for 6 weeks. But I got to tell you, the second game started, and I was hitting right in the middle of the lineup and playing right field again. Some of us old Eagles replay that one from time to time, and we wonder what would have happened if I would have just hit that ball 10 feet farther. That was one of the most important lessons Dan taught me. A player can possess the ability to rise above adversity. They can have the ability to channel emotions and negative outcomes into determination and positive performance. But if a player can't be more committed to their teammates than they are to themselves, the other two qualities really don't mean much. I wish I would have thanked you more, Dan, and I hope you realize how your impact shaped us. I'm coming to the end here. Really. But I also want to thank Gene Lyle at Cloverdale High and Mark Regan for getting me started in coaching. Cloverdale was a great experience, and it's where I met another Eagle and lifelong friend, Rich Rowland. I want to thank Larry and Ed for being part of the trifecta with Dan. We were really getting the best of all three of you through Dan, and I know your inspiration continues to touch many. Ed, Lefty, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come back and coach baseball here. Dave Evie, thanks for allowing me to manage the American Legion Ball Club here in town. It was a great honor and my privilege. Thanks to all of those guys in the starting lineup, as well as the rest of the guys on that Eagle Club for inspiring me to be the best player I could be. Thanks Squatty, Crude, OT, Jimmy, Jace Mongear, and Butcher for being good brothers and staying close through the years. Thanks to Ed Peebly and the Chicago White Sox for giving me the opportunity to be a scout and expand my baseball horizons. Thanks to Eddie Bachman for being my baseball dad, and thanks to Kellen Chapman for throwing me buckets of fastballs on the outside corner. Paul, Emily, and Cindy,
you can do it, man.
Thanks for a life any fellow would be grateful to have. Whether he was a ball player or not. Thanks Tommy, Martin, and Kevin for driving the bus. And thanks again to the Hall of Fame committee. I'm truly humbled beyond words to describe my gratitude. My name's on the Hall of Fame plaque tonight. But you can be sure I've taken a little piece of each one of you with me into these hallowed halls. Thank you.